Roger Stone here. Your dollars are losing ground, but gold isn't. American Sovereign Bullion helps you protect your wealth through real, tangible assets. Through their nationwide wholesaler network, you get some of the best pricing on gold and silver delivered straight to your door. Since 1912, the U.S. dollar has lost 97% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to prove its strength. So call 844-272-2428. That's 844-272-2428. Or visit DyingDollar.com to request your free gold and silver guide. That's DyingDollar.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi. Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Let's go to the great Bill O'Reilly, our favorite Irish guy. Bill, there is so much to talk about, and I know the senator, you probably heard, he sends his regards, first of all, and also big talk about President Trump going to China, and you've got some good sort of inside skinny on that.
Yeah, I talked to the president yesterday, Rita. Very complicated. I'm supposedly going to talk to the Chinese tomorrow at noon. And how I get dragged into this, I don't know. But I'm in the middle of it. And, my rule with the Chinese is no matter what we talk about, even if it's off the record, I have to debrief President Trump. And that's why I talked to the president yesterday. I sent him an email. I said, look, I don't want to get involved with this. You got your own guys, but they want to talk to me because, as you may remember, I was in Beijing a year ago at the invitation of the Chinese government because they wanted to know as much as they could about Donald Trump. And I've known a man 35 years. And that was a very interesting exposition, that's for sure. So I don't know what the Chinese are going to say tomorrow, but I do know that 2 days, he's only going to be there, the president, for 2 days. It's not enough to really get a lot done. I think they're going to set the table for a bigger meeting. But China could end this I don't know what adjective I want to use, the conflict between the USA, Israel, and Iran tomorrow, because Iran is totally dependent on China to sell its petroleum products. And if China doesn't buy from Taiwan, and they don't have to, they could buy from us, boy, oh boy, that Iranian economy collapsed real fast. But China's just not going to do that because they're our rival. They're going to want something fairly big, and that would be Taiwan. So China still wants domination over that island nation. And I assume there'll be some kind of trade about, look, we'll help you with Iran, but you got to back off Taiwan. Now, President Trump can't do that because that would be perceived as a Chinese victory all over the world.
Yep.
So he's really walking into a very difficult situation in Beijing.
So then, Bill, first of all, that obviously would be enormous, like you just said. So how does he navigate this? Because obviously, like you just said, he can't do that. How does this go? The other thing I found interesting, he's bringing all these business guys over, like Elon Musk is going and a couple others are going, Tim Cook. So where is this? Is there something else that Beijing feels like it got something out of helping with Iran?
Let's make a deal.
I don't know if it's enough, Rita, but certainly they want trade agreements with the big U.S. companies. There's another problem, though, and that's AI. And that China's been stealing AI technology, not only from the USA, but from everybody. And they don't care whether you like it or not. And I know, me, I got a solution for almost everything. Boy, this is a tough one. But the reason that these moguls are going over there is to talk to the Chinese counterparts about specific deals that would help China. and the USA, but China needs America's help to develop certain products to get them to the marketplace. So that's why these guys are going.
Understood. Bill, I don't know if you heard what I talked to Tuberville about, the coach.
I heard it.
There's two Irans. And does China, in your opinion, does China have control over both of them or at least one of them?
Well, I mean, China has control over the mullahs, and the mullahs have control over the general population as it stands today. I mean, that can change. And believe me, Israel in particular is working very hard to make a change. But the mullahs are still calling shots. They executed a guy today. This guy, who they said was a spy for the CIA and Mossad, and they just hung him. And they've been doing that routinely for the last few weeks. And so the population's terrorized. And it's very difficult for anybody to go in there to Iran and try to divide the people who want freedom. And I would agree with you, John, and most Persians do. But to get them to do anything with, 200,000 guns pointed at their head, 200,000 is what the army consists of in Iran. It's a lot of people. Now, will the whole army support the mullahs? I don't know. I don't know how many generals have been bought off. Like in Venezuela, we bought all the generals off. I'm sure they're trying to do that in Iran, but I don't know how successful they're going to be. I do know that 2 days, boy, that's a lot of stuff going on over there in Beijing. Plus, they have to have their, they have to have their little banquets and their sushi and, I don't know, Chinese sushi, I think that's Japan.
I think it's, it's egg rolls. Egg rolls and dim sum.
Yeah, they go a little higher. When I ate over there, they treated me to dinner. It was amazing. The food was amazing.
Hey, Bill, let me ask you, because you did go over there. When you went over there, did you feel, you were being obviously monitored everywhere? And then my question is...
And he has to take a clear phone with him.
Yes.
Otherwise, his phone is going to be debriefed.
Right. That's my question. What kind of security measures for Trump going over there? My goodness.
Good security for the president, but for a guy like me, I had to bring a burner phone. We assumed that there were rooms were bugged and that we knew that the drivers that were taking us around were all security people. But you just assume that. And it didn't really impede on my reporting at all. I had a couple of people, I'm not going to mention their names, but high-profile journalists who were on this trip, calling me and saying, should I be afraid? And one guy said, well, they're going to take pictures of me naked in the shower. I said, number one, no one on earth would do that. And number two, you don't have to worry about that. They're not that blatant about it, but there will be a microphone in your room.
And don't allow any very pretty Chinese girls to come to your room to
like Fang Fang.
But you have to be out of your mind. And the security in Beijing, in particular Shanghai as well, is unbelievable. I mean, you just can't get out of line there because Chinese can detain without any charges. They just round you up and throw you wherever they want to throw you. So it's not like New York where you have to commit 18 crimes before they even look at keeping you in confined. You do, even if they don't like you, I mean, you don't do anything, they'll take you off the street. So I'm not worried about security over there. I'm not really worried about anything because I agree with Senator Tuberville that Trump is a very good negotiator. And yesterday he was in good spirits. He wasn't tentative. So I'm sure they have a strategy, but this Taiwan-Iran thing is vexing, to say the least.
You know, you brought up real quick, Bill, before we let you go, I got to get your take about New York Justice, because you brought up New York Justice. This case of this guy who pushed a retired teacher, down the stairs in the subway, and he had just gotten out of a mental facility, a psych ward.
An hour before, and he had 4 prior violence. And, you know, crime is coming down in New York. And all across the country. Not exactly sure why. I'm trying to find out what the socioeconomic data is about why crime is coming down. This is a judge thing in the Bronx. This judge, Marva Brown, is one of the most irresponsible jurists I've ever seen. She's let everybody out. It doesn't matter how violent you are. Just does not matter. And, you know, she puts everybody's life in danger when she does that. And this is not the first time for her. And then you'd have to go through removal, but who's going to do that in New York State? Who's going to, you know, get a petition to remove her? No one. So she's protected, and she's the one that let this guy out, and now the retired teacher is dead because she let him out and she didn't have to.
Now, what it comes down to, and we have talked about it before, there used to be 28,000 people in a Bellevue-type institution. We're down to 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000. The rest of them were put on the streets of New York, in the subways of New York, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the same thing with our jails. There used to be 28,000 in Rikers Island. We're down to 5, 6, 7. And if we close Rikers Island and put the rest of them in local facilities in the 5 boroughs or 4 boroughs, then there's only going to be 5,000. And the rest of them are in the streets in New York. Enough is enough, Bill, and it's got to be handled, and people have to know the truth.
The only way to handle it is for the families of the victims to sue the city and the state, or the borough of the Bronx. Because look, when you have a judge and the judge lets a guy out an hour after the guy comes in to be arraigned, and the judge knows that this man has committed 4 violent offenses.
Yeah.
And he was out.
Then maybe the judge should be responsible for doing something stupid like that.
Right.
So like I call upon the governor, or I call upon the future governor, whoever, to do something about it.
Well, Hochul's not going to do anything about it.
Well, it's up to her. But somebody has to do something about it if you have judges that are that stupid.
Well, the only way to do it is to litigate it. Because the system.
No, I think the governor, either the Governor Hochul or Blakeman, if he becomes governor, somebody has to stand up and say enough is enough.
Another way,
no, you're not on.
Oh, go ahead, John. Now, go ahead.
Another way of dealing with it is that the administrative judge for the criminal court can reassign this person out of criminal court and put him in.
Well, somebody has to have the courage. And who is the administrative judge? Don't be afraid to say the name.
The whole system's based on the whole.
You know, everybody's afraid to say the name.
No, I'm trying to think of the name, John. I'm not afraid. You know me, I'm not afraid. I'm just trying to think of the name.
All right.
But the supervising judge for the whole criminal court for the city should make sure that this person is out.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
No longer sitting in the criminal parts. That's all.
Yeah.
Let him sit in the civil part.
Get that person's name, and tomorrow on Katz and Cosby, you ought to call them up and say, hey, what are you doing?
Absolutely.
I agree.
You'll embarrass these
or
people.
Maybe we should take all these judges that are doing these stupid things and take a full-page ad in the New York Post. Did you see what I did on Sunday?
I did. Actually, I loved it.
I did a full-page ad on Mother's Day to call upon the leadership of the Democratic and Republican Party to save our kids nationally.
And you had names and pictures, which I loved. So, Bill, I agree. And I think back, Bill, in Fox days, too, where you used to call out the judges, and it was so effective and
Bill
so
O'Reilly,
powerful.
Bill O'Reilly has courage.
He does.
Not
I love
everybody
it.
has it.
I love it. Bill, thank you very much. It's always great to have you here, my friend. Thank you and keep us posted on China, and we're going to call out the judge.
Okay, I'm glad, and I'm not going to commit any crimes in the Bronx.
Thank you.
'Cause I'll never see the light of day again if I go in front of Judge Marva Brown, that's for sure.
Yeah, you'll be the only person she'll ever sentence.
That's right. You're the only one who goes to jail before her.
Bill, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. Good luck with your call tomorrow. Wow, that's going to be a biggie. Thanks so much. And everybody, we're going to take a quick break, and then we have John Solomon, and also we're going to have Newt Gingrich is going to join us in studio. We got an awesome Katz and Cosby.
77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. You know, your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.